Namaskaram. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, which will serve as an introduction to the Inner Engineering Completion Program. Before we start, we just wanted to know where you are with this journey of inner engineering. So if you can let us know if you've taken the Inner Engineering online program or not. So you can just say yes or no. Yes, if you've taken the Inner Engineering online program. No, if you've not taken the Inner Engineering online program. So we're seeing questions about who this session is for. So this is why we're asking. Okay. So this is open for anybody who wishes to know more about the Inner Engineering Completion online program. So we'll be discussing more about what the program entails and how to register for this. Okay. So we're seeing quite a few of you who have gone through the Inner Engineering online program. Some of you have not. It's wonderful to see so many of you joining us today. This will be an hour-long session where it will be interactive. We'll share information about the program, and we will also open it up to questions that you may have about this program. So just to give you an overview, Inner Engineering program designed by Sadhguru is a complete overhaul of one's body, mind, emotions, and energy. And this offers tools for one's well-being and to create your life the way you want it. So the Inner Engineering program is offered as 2 steps. One is the Inner Engineering online course, which has 7 online sessions. You can do this at your own pace, in your own space. Once you complete the 7 online sessions, the next step would be to take the Inner Engineering Completion Program, which offers Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So this Inner Engineering Completion Program has been offered only in person until 2020. And since the pandemic, we were not able to offer these in-person sessions. And with the overwhelming response from the Inner Engineering online program, Sadhguru looked at what is possible, and with the help of a very strong team of volunteers who looked at the technical feasibility of this and the program aspect of it and many other components, after months and months of working on this, finally, with Sadhguru's grace and guidance, this Inner Engineering Completion Program was offered online for the very first time in January of 2021, this year. And it was very well received. Over 12,000 participants went through this program in January, and they received the powerful Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, which is a 21-minute energy technique that incorporates the breath. It's very powerful and purifying in nature. And it involves very simple asanas also as a preparation. So some of the questions have been around what is the significance of this? What is the difference between the Inner Engineering online program and this next step, Inner Engineering Completion? So the way the Sadhguru has designed this is the Inner Engineering online program, which offers 7 online sessions, about 90 minutes each, and which you can take at your own pace. This addresses the mental and emotional aspects of you. Once your mind, your emotions, you are able to keep it the way you want it, you'll find that many aspects of your life fall in place. You're able to be much more effective, much more pleasant within yourself, joyful, and looking forward to life. So it gives you all the necessary tools to be joyful, be well. Now, there are other aspects to you, which is the body and the energy aspects. So the next step, the inner engineering completion, it's a continuation of the process that you have started, the journey that you have started with the inner engineering online program. So once your mind, your emotions are in tune, and now you're wanting to be well, wanting to be joyful, now you can also support this by enhancing the way the energies function within you, the way the body is, so that it's not in the way for your journey. So the Inner Engineering Completion Program offers tools, especially as I mentioned, the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, which enhances the energy system in a big way. And it creates a chemistry of blissfulness. Now this Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya that we will teach you in the Inner Engineering Completion Program, this is a very powerful process which brings about a very deep and enduring relaxation both for the body and the mind. What is the deepest form of rest or relaxation that you've experienced in your life? That's a question for you. Sleep. Yes. I hope you're not already experimenting with it. So sleep has always been the deepest form of rest. But you'll see that Shambhavi can produce a much more and much enduring relaxation, much deeper than sleep. The moment we say relaxation, people think this is just the opposite of being active and productive, but it is completely contradictory. Now, rest is the basis of all activity, isn't it? How well rested you are, that effective your activity becomes. If you're not well rested, naturally your activity comes down. So, because the Shambhavi produces a very deep and enduring relaxation, we found that many people have been able to see that the sleep quota has come down just within a few weeks of practice of Shambhavi. And because you're well rested, there are various other benefits to reap. It enhances your memory, your power of concentration, your productivity and efficiency can be greatly enhanced. And people with chronic ailments like asthma, diabetes, high blood pressure, migraine, back pain, these kinds of things, one can be relieved of. This looks like a tall promise, isn't it? How just a 21-minute practice can give me all of these benefits. If you look at it, see, let's start with memory. What is memory? Because there is a lot of misunderstanding about memory. Memory means everything that you perceive through your 5 sense organs, every visualization, every smell, taste, touch, feeling gets recorded in your mind. Nothing goes unrecorded. So memory simply means to pull out the right information at the right time. So this depends upon how organized your information is in your mind. Now, when your mind is calm and alert, whatever it records, it is very easy to recollect. When the mind is agitated, whatever it records, it is difficult to recollect. About concentration, you see that the more you want to concentrate on something, the more your mind tends to go somewhere else. You know, the textbooks, how hard it was to concentrate. Because only when you want to concentrate, it wants to do something else, isn't it? But let's say you're reading a love story or a crime thriller, you're watching a crime thriller. Do you sit there concentrating, or you're watching or reading in a relaxed manner? You're relaxed, isn't it? So it's just that most of the things that you're doing, you're not involved. When you're involved, now you naturally concentrate well. About productivity and efficiency, let's say you're working 8 hours in a day. Can you tell me how many moments are you productive and how many moments are you preoccupied? Most people are not productive for more than 2 to 3 hours in the 8 hours of work, because the rest of the time is wasted in unnecessary fluctuations of the mind and unnecessary movements of the body. All this can be set right just by keeping the body and mind well rested. and also by energizing the system with a powerful practice like Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. Now about chronic ailments. See, what they say in medical science, what they're saying is most of the chronic ailments are psychosomatic. You've heard of this word, psychosoma? That means the cause of the disease is mostly in the mind. Now, whenever there is agitation on the level of the mind, similar agitation is happening on the level of your body. So when you're keeping your body and mind well rested, now when this agitation is not there, when this fight or flight mechanism, which is essentially there in every individual, when this is taken care of, now we see that most people are able to come out of these chronic ailments very effortlessly, just by keeping your body, your mind, your emotions, and your energies in perfect balance. Now, all these are just the side effects of Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya or the inner engineering program. This is not the fundamental objective of inner engineering. So what is the fundamental objective of going through this inner engineering program? Is no matter what the external situation is, if you can maintain a peaceful and joyful inner situation within you, now this is what we're referring to as inner engineering. This is what we refer to as yoga, because yoga means union. Now, within you, you are in harmony. So there is no conflict within you. Now, whatever external situations are, you're able to handle it to the best of your ability. This is what every one of us is looking for, isn't it? How to manage ourselves no matter what the external situation is. So this is the fundamental objective of everything that we're doing here in the form of inner engineering. So as I mentioned earlier, the program is offered in two parts. One is the inner engineering online course, which involves 7 online sessions, followed by inner engineering completion program, where you can learn Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. Now, the way the completion program is structured, now for you to be able to receive the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, what is needed from you is you need to create the right kind of ambience within you and around you. So to prepare you for this, to prepare you to receive Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, the way the program is structured, there are 2 sessions, about 2.5 hours each, that's 2.5 hours long. And once you complete these 2 sessions, then you're ready for the initiation day, which is maybe about 6 hours long. This is a day-long session where you will be initiated into the powerful Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So why do I need to go through all of this preparation? What is the impact of Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya? And how can this happen online? These are some of the questions that people have. Now, yes, it's a very powerful process, and it has happened only in in-person sessions, because we've taken tremendous amount of care in creating the right ambience, right atmosphere for you. So when you're in an in-person session, there are Isha instructors, volunteers, seeing that everything is just in place for you to receive this practice in the right way. Now that we're offering it online, now we've done everything that we could to create the atmosphere for you, but at the same time, you need to create the atmosphere for yourself so that it is supportive for you and you can receive it in the best possible way. Sadhguru has spoken about this and brought a little more clarity on what's the significance of Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. And when somebody asked, what do I need to do to be able to receive this online? How do I prepare myself? This is what he had to say. We wanted to share this with you.
There is no such thing as offline initiation and online initiation. Initiation process, particularly for Shambhavi, is more like a consecration of a human form. Or if we want to put it in more mechanical terms, you've heard of these days many motors have or no more induction, but most electric motors are induction motors. That means there is a process of induction though there is electricity, though there is a mechanism, still it doesn't go unless induction happens. So this is like an induction. Does this happen offline or online? There's no such thing. As I've said repeatedly, many times probably, I have initiated more people who I have never seen in my life than people whom I have seen. This doesn't mean I initiated them online, this happened well before online came, this has been happening forever. The important thing is just this. The entire program, the physical programs we've been conducting or now the online programs we're conducting, essentially is about knocking on your door. How much knocking do you need on your head is different from person to person. There was a time when our initiations had long preparation. We were going through a 13-day program, preparing people to be initiated, because that was a different sort of initiation which now is happening as a secondary program in the form of Shunya. At that time, the basic program was Shunya, so we need 13 to 14 days. Without that, we could not do it because we needed that level of openness. So, all programs, let's look at it this way, all programs are just a knock on the door. When we… see, if we want to make you open the front door, tock, 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 but some of you peep out of the hole and say, "Who is that?" Say, "No, I'm Sadhguru." "What do you want?" "No, I don't even want to enter your house, but just open the door. If you just open the door, I'll go away." "No." "Who is this guy saying, open the door? What do you want?" "No, I don't want anything." "Then you're really dangerous. You don't want anything?" You need to understand this. This is the nature of dimensions beyond physicality. In physicality, everything is transactional. You give this, I give that. You take this, I take that. It's a world of give and take, which has its usefulness, which has its own pleasures and beauty to it. But transactional world is one thing, transformational world is of a different nature. So, initiation is a transmission. Without transmission, there is no transformation. And transmission is not a transaction. A teaching is a transaction. In some way, it is a transaction. So, the programs that you have gone through are kind of transactions. Sit there, talk to you, you ask question, I answer you, and you ask one more question, I answer you, for that you ask another question. Oh, how many have you asked? I am showing such enthusiasm to pick up every question and hit the ball every time with full enthusiasm, not because I think it is a great question, it's a dumb question. But I know that is the way you open your door, that is your code. I must do tuk 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 tuk. Then you open the door. Who is it? A familiar voice. You'll open the door. Unfamiliar voice, maybe it's God, but you will not open the door. Because you are that kind, we have programs and more stupid programs. This virus, phew, gone. All programs gone. So now we're just waiting that this constant threat of mortality and as Allama said, once you have money in your head, we can't talk to you. I hope money stays in your pocket, it's necessary, but maybe it will drain out of your head because you have money in the bank, but you can't travel anywhere, you can't spend on anything. So realization is slowly happening, willingness is slowly happening. As this willingness happens, knocking on the door becomes less and less relevant. The transaction of teaching and trying to make you willing will become less and less relevant. This I found, in a very stark and painful way. I realized this when I first went into to conduct a prison program. Now it's mandatory in southern India, in all the prisons happening. Even during this pandemic, our teachers are doing the online programs in the prisons in southern India. We did some here also in United States. When I went there, I just realized, I announced a 10-day program, thinking I will do a basic, simple program, thinking because most of the people in the prison, many of them have… almost everybody is a school dropout, 90% of them. Many of them have never been to school, language, all these issues, how much they can understand. But when I went there, what I was supposed to teach in 10 days, I was done in 2 days. Then what to do? I did Bhava Spandana in another 2 days. I did Samyama right there. Everything, all these programs which happen in different stages for the free people who are imprisoned by themselves. For the imprisoned, I could do everything within a few days, 6, 7 days, everything over. After that, we were just together enjoying each other's company and absolutely joyful, fantastic atmosphere out there in 10 days' time. All programs got over in a brief time because no knocking was needed. The only problem in the prison is the door is not open. Somebody else has closed it. Home, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your heart, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your mind, you have closed it, so you don't realize. When somebody else has closed the door upon you, the only thing that you want is door open. Yes or no? Only thing that you want in your life is door open. This is what I realized with the prisoners, convicts. If you look at their things that they have done, terrible things they have done, but they became such fantastic spiritual material for transmission. Boom, it just went like that. Even now, they're writing to us, writing poetry. Programs have been going on for over 20 years now in the prisons. Many of them who are there for life, or in India, unfortunately, there are many people who are sitting on the death row and waiting for over 10, 15 years. Their lives are fully transformed because opening the door was the only thing that they wanted. Now you are very cautious about opening the door. As mortality knocks from… not from outside but from inside, now opening the door becomes natural. So this is one part of it. Another part of it is the preparatory part. Preparation is… one thing is on the level of the body, which our teachers, our Ishangas will do it with small groups of people online, taking much more time. What was being done in about 3-4 hours' time will be done in much more elaborate way to ensure that preparatory practices get across. And knocking, we will knock you more than we were knocking when we were in physical presence. We are seeing technology-wise, we are still exploring various methods with which every 100 participants could be monitored by a dedicated volunteer, seeing that all of them are focused. There are some issues to talk to them, stay focused, don't go to the bathroom now. You must see the incredible thing. After going through 7 days of program, we've been telling them continuously, see, all this circus is only to initiate you. Just when initiation is happening, simply somebody gets up. What? What? Some volunteer stop, what? I want to go to the bathroom. Well, just now you went and came. No, I like to go once again. This is called karma. Because inside your compulsions rule you. We don't have to go through these obscenities. If you go to the bathroom, you go. All right? You just won't get it, that's up to you. If that's your choice, it's fine with me. So, openness to create the necessary door opening, we are doing many things. If you sit there Now that you're in Peru, huh? Where is this? Peru? Now you're in Peru and you're thirsty, you're not a problem. I'm sure you will come and sit there 10 minutes ahead of me, waiting. If you're like that, you are not a problem. I am not initiating you online, I'm just initiating you individually as a person, which is how it is always done. There is no offline, online. Initiation is a direct transmission. It will happen that way and it will be as effective as ever. Only thing is, your family, your pets, your children, husband, wife must be kept out. You are absolutely there with the process. We will ensure it works wonderfully well without your neighbor screaming, your neighbor falling on you, something else happening in the crowded class, all those problems gone, just by yourself as it should have been. Actually, it's ideal condition. If you are absolutely open, in fact, it is a much better condition than an assembly of 5,000–10,000 people. 5,000–10,000 people, there are many issues which are hard to manage. Now, I think these are better times in that way. You're sitting by yourself, you're thirsty. If you're not, you're in the bathroom, it's okay. It'll work wonderfully well.
So, as Sadhguru just explained, the program, the Inner Engineering Completion Program, where you'll be initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. The first 2 sessions will be with Isha instructors, where you will be learning the preparatory steps for Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, and there will be sufficient time to go over the practices, review the questions, to ensure that you're sufficiently prepared for the 3rd session. So the way the sessions have been structured, this program starts on March 22nd. So 22nd, 23rd, so let's say Monday, Tuesday, you take session 1 on Monday, session 2 on Tuesday. There are various timing options that you can choose from. You can choose the morning session or afternoon or evening session, whatever is convenient for you. Or you can do the sessions over Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, Saturday. So there are multiple timing options for these session 1 and session 2. Once you complete this, then you'll be guided how to continue the preparation. And Sunday will be the all-day session where you will be initiated into Shambhavi. Once again, we'll be going through the practices together before we go into the initiation session. So this Sunday session is with Sadhguru. Now, we have a few questions. Those of you who have questions about this program, some of you have already registered for the program and you have some questions. Some of you have taken the Inner Engineering online program and you're asking what are the next steps. Some of you have not taken anything and you're asking what are the steps. So we will look at some of these questions. My name is Gomati. I'm a full-time volunteer with the foundation, and we're coming to you from the Isha Institute of Inner Sciences in Tennessee. And we have volunteers right now online to help answer some of your questions, but we'll also look at some of the questions together. So Daniel Byrne is asking, will Sadhguru be present at this training? So the way the program is structured, the first 2 sessions are with Isha instructors, but we are, as we just looked at right now, whatever content is necessary that it needs to come from Sadhguru, it will be from Sadhguru. They may be recorded sessions, but the way it is designed, whatever an instructor can do, we will do. The rest of it will be coming from Sadhguru. And the session on Sunday, the day-long session where you're going to be initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, this session has been, recorded so that there will be no, technical glitches on that day. We make sure that it is streamed and that this is available whenever we need to present this program. But as Sadhguru said, the initiation, the process is a live process that is happening, and everything that we are doing is to see that you are receptive to it when it actually happens, when this process is offered to you. So that's the most important thing. We will be sharing a little later people's experiences, how they went through this program and how they experienced it. We'll be sharing this with you shortly. Nail is asking, Namaskaram, this program is for those who have participated in the inner engineering program and completed it already, isn't it? So yes, one needs to complete the 7 online sessions of the inner engineering online program. Then you will be able to access the inner engineering completion program registration, and you can choose which session you want and register for this. Until you finish the inner engineering online program, you will not be able to register for the inner engineering completion program because that is a prerequisite. So you'll be able to see all the details online, but for you to register, you'll need to complete the 7 online sessions and use the same login ID, whatever you use to complete the inner engineering online course. You will use the same login to go through the inner engineering completion program. Will the program happen through Zoom? Actually, whatever platforms we looked at online, it was not sufficient for the requirements that we had because we wanted to simulate an in-person program. So as Sadhguru mentioned, the way the whole platform has been designed is for every 20-25 participants, there is a volunteer to monitor, to proctor, and to support them. So the whole thing, the whole platform, the way it is very intricate, very involved, and it's been designed by the Isha volunteers using whatever technology is available. But beyond that, they've put in many hours of work to make this happen. And when you go through the program, it'll be very seamless for you. You will not know the amount of support that is making it happen behind the scenes. So just to give you an idea, for about 6,000 participants to go through the program, close to 500 volunteers are involved in supporting them right from registration to the queries that you may have, to making sure you're attending the session, and when you're attending the session, supporting you, and then post-session also how to support you to make sure that you're able to access the webinars, the various other support systems that we have for you once you complete the program, so that you can do the practices with certain guidance and your questions about practices can be answered. So right from start to finish, and then an ongoing support is always available. But that's the kind of support that you receive from volunteers. Dayanidhi is asking, I have done inner engineering online. Do I need to do it before Shambhavi again? So if you have completed the inner engineering online course, you need not go through it again. You will be able to register for the Shambhavi program, which is called the Inner Engineering Completion Program. Is Shambhavi Mahamudra the same we learned in the online Upayoga Beginners program? This is from Margarita Rodriguez. So Margarita, in the Upayoga practices that are available on Sadhguru app, or you can find it online, there are 5 or 6 different modules. One of them is called Shambhavi Mudra. Okay, so that is different. It's a simplified version. It's a very simple aspect that anybody can make use of, and it's a certain way of sitting and certain way of bringing a certain awareness within you. But the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is a Kriya. It's an inner energy practice, and this is what you will be learning in the Inner Engineering Completion Program. So there are 2 different aspects. Mudra is literally just a posture, okay, or how you hold yourself. But the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is an energy process. So this is what you will be receiving in the Inner Engineering Completion Program. How do I register for the Inner Engineering Program before starting the Inner Engineering Completion Program? This is from Bhargavi. So if you go to innerengineering.com, the website, you can go log in, you can register for the Inner Engineering online course. and go through the 7 online sessions. Ideally, you may take a day to go through one session, and just, because something that you want to experiment with, whatever you received in the session, and experiment with it in the day before you go to the next session. So the timing is just right. You have 1 week to go through the Inner Engineering online course and be ready for the Inner Engineering completion program the next week. So once you complete this, then you will be able to register for the completion program. Hari is asking, when will the registration for completion online start? So the Inner Engineering completion online program registrations are open for the March 22nd to 28th program. And the timings for the sessions are scheduled in such a way that it is convenient for anybody in North America, South America, Europe, Middle East. For east of this, that is India, Asia, Pacific region, Australia, there will be another date that will be available in April. So those of you who are in the Western region, in America and in Europe, you can make use of this program that's coming up next week. So when will it be available for the global audience? So anybody can register for this program as long as they've completed the Inner Engineering online program. It's just that the timings, make sure that it is convenient for you, that you're able to attend the sessions, then you can register for the program. So if you have questions about how to register, how to access this, the volunteers can guide you about this. We will also show you the website shortly, so you have an idea how to access the information. Vanita is asking, I have some physical limitations. How physically demanding is the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya? So Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya is a very simple process. We have seen even people who have been in a wheelchair, they're wheelchair bound, they've been able to go through the process. So that's how accessible it is. There are some preparatory practices that it would be a good way to prepare one's system, but if somebody is unable to do it, they can still go through the Kriya. You will be guided during the program based on whatever is your limitation in body. You can still see how to find alternate ways of doing the practice, but anybody can make use of it. There is no prior experience of yoga that is required to go through Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. I think that was a question by somebody else. Can anybody do Shambhavi even if they're not performing yoga? Yes. Even if you're not doing any form of Hatha yoga or any other form of yoga, you don't have any experience with yoga or meditation, you can still go through Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, because it's very simple, but it's a very powerful process. So that's why so much care is taken in how it's delivered to you. And we're very thorough to make sure that you are getting the instructions right and that you can do it on your own after the program. I have signed up already. Is there anything I should be doing this week to prepare? If you've gone through the Inner Engineering online course, then you have certain practices that you can do that have been recommended that you do on a daily basis. If you can do that, that is a great preparation before you come for the completion program. How do you manage this practice with other practices like Isha Kriya, Yoga Namaskar, Sima Kriya, for example? Is it the most useful? So each of these practices have their benefits, and it is done for a certain purpose. So now that let's say you're doing Isha Kriya or Yoga Namaskar, Sima Kriya, all these practices are available online. So if you're going through this and you've established these practices within you, that's a great preparation. And as Sadhguru mentioned, if you're doing all of this, it would have created the right ambience within you so that you're ready to receive Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So it's a wonderful preparation. But Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya has various physiological benefits as Sadhguru mentioned, and also as it's mentioned on the website, it can establish a chemistry of blissfulness within you. Just when you complete the Shambhavi, you'll just see that there is a smile in your face. Within you, there is just a sense of effervescence, a sense of just being alive and well, joyful. It just happens naturally. So, which means within you, the entire physiology is going through a certain change when you do this practice. So it's definitely very something that everybody must experience. And since it's only 21 minutes, it's something that you can easily incorporate into your daily life. Bhupendra is asking, I don't have a laptop. Can I do inner engineering completion online? So the technical requirements have been mentioned on the website. One needs a laptop or a computer to be able to access the program. Other devices like an iPad or Chromebook are not compatible right now. So you can look online and there is a compatibility test, so you can see if your device is compatible for you to be able to take the program and then register accordingly. Alexandra is asking, will it be in Spanish? I know Inner Engineering Online has been offered in various languages. Just for now, we are unable to offer Inner Engineering Completion program in other languages. It's only available in English, but in the next few months, hopefully by the next program that we offer, sometime in the summer, we should be able to offer translations. During the session 1 and 2, what is the requirement for the height of the room needed to do yoga practice? So as long as you're able to stand in the room, it's fine. It's not required. What is needed is about 3 feet by 6 feet space around you, and you'll be seated on the floor mostly. So that's the space that you would need. Height is okay because you will. I know why you're asking this question, if I need to be raising my arms, so it's okay as long as you have 3 by 6 feet space around you for you to be able to do yoga practices, and you have sufficient space between you and the screen. So all these details are also available on the website, so you know how to prepare and how to be ready for the program. Leandra is asking, I'm still new to this. I'm struggling with sitting cross-legged, but I'm working on it. For Shambhavi Kriya, do you need to be in that position for the final session? So, yes, you did learn how to sit in Ardha Siddhasana, but we will be learning a few more practices that will help you to sit much more comfortably in the cross-legged posture. You will get better at it. In case there are, certain mechanical problems in such a way that you cannot sit down cross-legged, then there are alternate postures that you can use to go through the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. As I mentioned earlier, even when somebody is in a wheelchair, they've been able to go through this. So there are alternate methods as well. So that should not be deterring you from taking this step. Many of us started this way. We were not flexible, sitting cross-legged. But with practice and doing the right preparation, you will see that it becomes much more effortless. Divya is asking, I'm 6 months pregnant. Can I attend the completion program? Yes, you can, because the practice is something that can be done even right through pregnancy, all the way up to delivery. It can be hugely supportive for the pregnant mother and for the child that's growing within you. So I would definitely encourage. We can, again, support you, whatever practices that, as we are teaching the preparatory steps, if you're unable to do, we'll always provide alternate methods that you can use during your pregnancy. So Nick is asking, are both Inner Engineering Online and Inner Engineering Completion Online going to be offered after March as well? Or are these programs exclusive to the month of March? So the Inner Engineering program and the Inner Engineering Online course is available anytime. Okay, so this is something that one can register and go through anytime. It's been offered for almost a decade now. So this will be continued to be offered. The inner engineering completion online will be happening maybe once every 3 months. So now this is happening in March. The next one we're looking at what would be an ideal time, maybe sometime in June, and then we will see based on the demand and based on the support that we have, how often we can offer it. But I would definitely encourage you to take it the sooner the better, especially during the pandemic, during the kind of situations that we're in. This can truly change how you experience this phase. This past year, when we have been, 2020, because of the pandemic, we could not go anywhere, we could not offer any programs. But when we had many meetings with our volunteers, the one common thread was that all of them were grateful to have this time to be able to do their yoga, and they were doing well. They were actually thriving during this time because they had more time for themselves, and they were feeling well. We had very few instances where people were infected, and even when they were able to come out of it, and they're doing really, really well. So we want to make sure that this goes to as many people as possible, and that's one of the efforts why Sadhguru is also extending this as an online program so that it can reach everybody from wherever you are. So I feel that, this is very essential, and one should make use of it as soon as possible. I'm taking the initiation with my wife in the same room. We have both completed the IEO. Is this okay? If there is no other way, then it's fine. But the most important thing is, when you're going through this, that you're not distracted in any way. And having somebody right next to you, there'll be a tendency to be distracted. So this is why we always encourage that even if you're going through the program together, you still do it as an individual process, so that it's just you and Sadhguru for this whole process. There is nobody else in the way, even if it is somebody who's very close to you. And especially if you have children, if you have pets, you need to ensure that they do not disturb you during the session. This is very important for you, as Sadhguru mentioned, just creating that right atmosphere. Because right when an instruction is being given, it could be just a moment, but when you're distracted, your attention is not there, you may miss something very, very crucial, very critical. And since this program is happening online, you need to take that effort to ensure that there is absolutely no distractions for you, and you're able to give your full attention to the process. Does being initiated mean you are now bound to Sadhguru? What does this mean exactly, to be initiated into it? Into what? Please explain. I'm really interested to understand. So, as Sadhguru mentioned, initiation is a process like an induction. Okay? So, by ourselves right now, the way our energies are, we've not done enough preparation for this to function at its, peak. So initiation is a certain way that, the energies, there is a certain induction that happens, so that within you there is a new level of intensity. Then with your continued practice, you can take this, it's up to you, each individual, how far we take this, how far we can nurture ourselves, body, mind, emotions, and energy, and where we go with this. You are not bound to Sadhguru in any way. He is not asking for anything in return. This is something that he is, offering this possibility, because this was something that happened to him, how these new dimensions opened up for him and how it's transformed his life. So this is an effort from him to share this experience with us. So once you are initiated, once you have this process with you, which is a live process, on a day-to-day basis, as you do this, you will see how this can enhance every aspect of you, how your body is, how your mind functions, how your emotions are, how your energy is. So once you have control over these aspects, now it's up to you how you want to keep it. So if you look at it, if we could have total control over our body, mind, emotion, energy, what do we all want? We want to be joyful. We want to be peaceful. We want to be loving. Yes, this is what each one of us wants. If you look at the fundamentals of what's what's our desire. So naturally, this is what everybody will experience by doing these practices, because this is what is essentially what we're looking for. So I have complete confidence that once you go through this, you too will experience this sense of joy, peace, well-being. And once you are well, now you want to share this. You want to make sure people around you are able to experience this as well. So this is how all the work in Isha Foundation is happening through volunteers, people who have been touched by this, and in whatever way possible, they're extending their support to make sure it happens to somebody else. Do you have to sit in a certain way through the whole program? Ideally, you want to sit on the floor, but whenever you need to, one can switch to sitting on a chair. Again, the guidance will be given. Is it an individual observation of each person, just the way it is done offline? So when we have an in-person program, let's say there's 50 people in a class. Now we have volunteers to be able to manage, let's say, at least 15 to 20 volunteer participants. So almost the same ratio is offered even online in terms of support. So you're really well taken care of. I want to change the time to make it earlier. Can I? Shaden is asking. I already registered. When are you going to send me all the details? So if you had registered, you would have received the details. In some way, if you're not getting those details, the volunteers can follow up with you, or you can use the email that they provide to you to check about changing the sessions that you've registered for, or to get more details. Anna Maria is asking, what's the difference between Sadhguru's inner engineering book from the course? So whatever is possible in a book is what is offered in the inner engineering book. It has certain components of the inner engineering course, but all that the course offers, the processes, the meditation, it's not possible in the book. In the book, there are simple practices, some experiments which are referred to as sadhana that you can also do on a daily basis. So for people who are not able to invest the time for inner engineering online course, they can start with the book, which means they can read it at their own pace. And if they feel that this is something that they resonate with and they want to delve deeper, then the inner engineering online course would be the next step. Can I be initiated even if during my period? Yes, even when you have your menstrual cycles or when somebody is pregnant, all of these are not deterrents. One can go through the program. So somebody is sharing that I have small children. I've always been looking for this opportunity when it'll be online. Yes, we found that especially people with little children or other situations that they've been unable to leave their home situation for a program like this has been very, very convenient for them. So this is a huge possibility that the program has come to your house. Literally, you can sit in your house and be initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. It's an opportunity like never before. So we do encourage you to make use of it. So Barb is asking, I like wine, sometimes way too much. Can this help me overcome that issue? So everything about inner engineering, the practices that are offered, is to help you to become more and more conscious and not being led by your compulsions. So for sure, it'll take you in that direction. So you can choose how much of what you want to consume and how involved you want to be in your life and with things around you. If for unexpected reasons you're unable to attend, can you still access the program at an alternative time? So the Inner Engineering Completion Program, since there are multiple options within that week, if for some reason you miss one session, we will see how to reschedule you within that week. But if you're unable to attend it within that week and go through the initiation, then we can transfer you to the next available program. So yes, the support will be provided. So there are a few questions about being from a different country and you're not sure about the time, what time it is for you, local time. Again, you can reach out to the volunteers. They'll be able to guide you about this so that you can convert the timings that are mentioned online to your local time and ensure if it works for you. What is the importance of Shambhavi for people in their early 20s? What is so special about early 20s? So this is for all age groups, anybody 15 years and above and who's willing. This can be a huge support. The earlier the better, because if we have a tool to manage our body, mind, emotions, energy, then you want to start as early as possible because it can define how you live your life, and it helps one to reach their full potential. So you want to start this early, especially when you're just finishing your education and you're out there. You're navigating through life situations, the world out there. Practices Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya can be a very powerful tool that you can make use of. So we want to pause here because we are almost at the end of the hour. We'll continue with the questions for those of you who wish to stay on. But we wanted to share this video where Sadhguru explains further the miracle of what Shambhavi is. And we have a few people who have gone through this program online and in other settings, and they have shared their experiences. So we wanted to share this with you.
Shambhavi Mahamudra is a miraculous process because in 21 minutes what it is doing to you is quite incredible.
Completed the Shambhavi Inner Engineering Completion Program this past January.
It is completely life-changing.
It's transformed my life in so many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally.
I'm still feeling different benefits throughout the days, the biggest one being the alignment of my spine.
Before I started doing Shambhavi, I had arthritis, and since I've been practicing Shambhavi, it's been maybe 2.5 years I haven't touched medication at all whatsoever.
As I did the meditation practices over and over again, anxiety and depression faded completely.
My relationships are different. It's just everything about me. I'm not reacting. And I know my family definitely appreciates that as well, too.
I started seeing emotional and mental balance, and that allowed me to be in a healthier relationship with my fiance.
Physically, I sit at my desk now for 12 hours a day, and I don't need to use a back brace anymore. I feel myself correcting my posture as the day goes on.
Since taking this program, I feel so much more joyful without having the need to use an outside substance or a chemical to support that. And I feel a lot more energetic within myself, a lot more capable in the activities that I do throughout the day.
It's hard to even put a price on something like that. An investment in joy, an investment in peace of mind, an investment in your mental health.
So, what is Shambhavi? The longevity of something, the competence, capability, impactfulness, everything is determined by how well something is engineered. Why do you think it's not true with you? How well you're engineered will determine all these aspects about your life too. So, that's the significance of inner engineering. We're seeing how to engineer. Living life, body takes its beating. Your mental structure also takes its beating, depending upon what you face, what kind of situations you go through. Many kinds of aberrations happen, both with body and mind. So the idea is to keep your energies in such a way that they are proactive in fixing all the aberrations that happen on a daily basis. Depending upon how intensely active you keep your energy system, accordingly the repair jobs happen that quickly. So, every day repair jobs need to happen because this is an internally maintained machine. So that dimension of energy within you, if it's kept at a certain level, there is no wear and tear. Very little. This is one aspect of Shambhavi. Many of you, I'm sure, have experienced this if you're a daily practitioner. If you're a full moon day special, that's a different matter. If you're a daily practitioner, you will see your body and mind recovers from just about anything very quickly, just like that. Simply because your life energies are kept in an effervescent manner with Shambhavi. This effervescence also translates into creating a certain kind of chemistry within the system. It is designed to create a certain level of pleasantness without knowing why. Most people can't sing in the bathroom. And as you become more joyful, you also become more and more shameless. Yes. Even I'm willing to sing, not because I know music, simply because I am shameless. Because when you're feeling so wonderful within yourself, what somebody is thinking about you doesn't matter. You see, a man is drunk, he doesn't care what you think about him. This is just like that, but very conscious also. You're very conscious, but you're blissed out, so other people's opinions don't matter to you. Why this is important is, when everybody's opinion matters to you, you cannot employ your own intelligence effectively. Somebody says this, somebody says that, somebody says that. You must listen to all that, but it should never determine who you are. This freedom Shambhavi gives you effectively. I would say within 6 weeks of practice, you will start feeling this, that outside forces are there, but they don't really determine the direction of your course of action. This is very important for any human being to fulfill their life. It's very important that they are not deaf, they are not careless or uncaring, They listen, but you go according to your intelligence, it's very, very important. Otherwise, you will keep changing direction in your life every 2 minutes and obviously you will not get anywhere. It doesn't matter. You may be talented, you may be capable, you may be intelligent, but if you keep changing directions, you are not getting anywhere. Everybody's karmic substance and intelligence are tuned in a certain way, it will be working as a machine in one direction. If you want to change direction, you must consciously change. You must not change simply because somebody is pushing this way, somebody is pushing that way. This freedom, one can clearly notice with Shambhavi Mahamudra, because this freedom comes when the intermediate dimension of what we call as the 5 sheets of body, the physical body, the mental body, and the other two, the etheric and the bliss body, which carry a whole lot of information about who you are. When the intermediate aspect of pranamaya kosha or the energy body is very active, everything that is stored inside doesn't take a toll on your body and mind. We don't know what kind of sack of karma you are carrying right now, but the important thing is to separate it from your daily activity, to separate it from the way you are right now. This moment, how you are, is determined by you, not by the karmic substance that you carry. If you allow that to decide, everything becomes compulsive, everything is managed from another place, or in other words, your past will repeat itself, it will not allow you any future in life. A whole lot of people are victims of this, their past will determine always what they will do tomorrow. Now, what you do tomorrow should never be determined by what happened yesterday. What you do tomorrow should be suitable for the tomorrow that we see. But once your energetic body is not ever effervescent enough, then what is written deep down just keeps on translating itself into reality. It won't allow you any space to make your own turns. It will keep on pushing you in a certain direction. So Shambhavi Mahamudra is a miraculous process because in 21 minutes what it is doing to you is quite incredible. And above all, it is more like you don't really have to do anything, you just have to maintain the space, rest will happen by itself. The practice is not really a practice in that sense. When I say not really a practice, there are other kinds of practices which you do to build the system to another level. This practice is more like consecration. Once you're consecrated, all you have to do is just keep the place clean, that's all, on a daily basis, just clean it up a bit and keep it, rest will happen. And this makes life quite effortless and brings you to ease because once energies are like this, what you intend, what you want, will naturally start moving your way. You don't have to really struggle with every little thing. It gives you the freedom to choose today how you want to be. It doesn't matter how you have been in the last 10 years. Today, it will give you the freedom to choose. Freedom means, well, just about anything can freak you. Have you seen? So, if you're less freaky, as time goes, you're less and less impacted by things around you. You have less and less strong likes and dislikes around you. Life comes to ease. I hate her. Now I can't sit here at ease. It doesn't matter, she hates me, but I'm okay. Okay, if she hates me, I'm not going to go and tell her I love you. But it's okay. If she burns with hate, it's her problem, I'm okay. This freedom it will give you with life, that outside forces cannot define who you are. And that's very, very important.
learn how to take control of your life. We don't know what 2021 is going to throw at us or the future. No doubt, I'm sure there will be many challenges ahead, but it's how we're able to go through them, taking control of how we can go through those challenges that makes all the difference. And this program will definitely teach you how to do it and transform your life as it has done for me.
And you really want to make change, not just in your life, but in the world, you need something like this. Because there's not enough guidance in the world like this that is really going to carry you through your life and also compensate for a lot of the things that we weren't taught in school, in college, growing up, in church, wherever. I feel like this really fills in all those gaps. You know what I'm saying? This is like a PhD. It's a PhD in life. A PhD in life. A PhD in life. And it's worth the investment. It's worth the investment. Please. You need this in your life. Look at my smile. Look at my smile. I didn't always smile like this, you know. I'm joyous during a pandemic, you guys. Joyous living alone during a pandemic. Someone who suffers from anxiety, someone who suffers from depression, someone who was on anxiety medication, and now I'm not. And I'm okay. I'm at peace. And this course did that. Where else are you going to find that? How can you put a price on that? I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Give yourself this gift. And the awesome thing is, it's a gift that it's like a gift that multiplies on its own. It's a seed that you plant, and then when you turn around, it's going to be a forest. And I'll just leave you with that.
So we hope that was inspiring for you to hear from others who've taken this step and how it's truly impacted their lives. So we wanted to share quickly how you can access more information. You can even see some of the things that we've discussed today online. So I wanted to just walk you through the website. So when you go to innerengineering.com, and you will see the information how you can enroll and go through Inner Engineering online course. So when you go to enroll, there are multiple options. So if you've not yet completed the Inner Engineering online program, you can start with that. If you have completed the Inner Engineering online, then you will be able to go to select Inner Engineering Completion Online March 2021, the third option. When you click on that, now you'll find more information about this program. So you can choose to register, or you can choose to learn more information. When you go further down, you will see program details and how you can select the multiple options, session options. So as you see, March 22nd, 23rd, there are 3 available timings, and the first time slot is already full. The registrations are closed. So there is a certain capacity for each of the sessions. So once the capacity is met, the session will be closed. So whatever session that you find that it's convenient for you, please see how to register the sooner, at the earliest possible. Otherwise, it may be closed. Then once you select these sessions, the sessions that are convenient for you, session 3, as mentioned here, there is one option. This is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, and there will be breaks. So if you need further information, the email and the phone number is given to you. And when you choose to, if we can just go up, there is also more details on how the registration is and what are the requirements. So technical requirements, as it's mentioned, the laptop PC with a webcam is required with speakers, and the compatibility you can check. So you can make sure that you have a stable internet connection. The bandwidth is also mentioned. So just check these requirements, and you can even test your device. And then the next section, how to register. The steps are given to you, and there is also a short video to explain the whole process for you. So all of this is very much there, and if this is still not sufficient, you can always go to the bottom of the page, and the email and phone number is available that you can contact one of our volunteers. They'll be able to guide you through all the steps. So we hope the session was useful and we were able to answer many of your questions. Some of the videos that we shared are also available online. You can access it on the website, as I just shared with you. We do have more questions, so if you wish to, those of you who wish to stay on, we'll be spending a few more minutes answering further questions. But we do thank you all for joining us, and hope to see you next week for the Inner Engineering Completion Program. Continuing with the questions. Vandana is asking, do I need to fast before the sessions? Do we have to consume anything during the Kriya? Fasting is not necessary. We will tell you what a time gap is necessary before you attend the sessions, so that you are sufficiently ready to be able to do the yoga practices. So that information will be sent to you via email, and even during the sessions we will guide you how to prepare yourself for the next session. I cannot eat salads, raw food because my health condition. Will it comply with the food requirement during those days? Yes, there is no specific food or diet requirement. Just the timing is what we need to make sure, so that you're on, empty stomach or light stomach condition to be able to do the practices. But what kind of food you eat, it does not determine. That's not fixed. It's up to you. You can consume whatever is your natural diet. Do we have to consume anything during the Kriya? During the Kriya, you should not be consuming anything. So again, the guidance will be given to you. Okay, and during the session also, it's best that you're not eating or drinking anything. Water is always fine, but even that, it's best not to consume anything during the practices. We'll guide you further during the program. Do we need to fast on Sunday? A lot of questions about food. Do we need to fast on Sunday? No, you don't have to fast on Sunday. It'll be good to eat light because we'll be doing the practices a few times to get it established within you. So you can choose to eat light, and again the guidance will be given to you. Would there be breaks in between? Yes, for the Sunday session, because it's a day-long session, there will be sufficient breaks every few hours. Will I get a step-by-step video after the initiation in case I forget a step? So once you get initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, there is support where you can go through the practice with guidance. So this way you will know each step, you will know the sequence and how to go about it. So this guidance will be provided for you for a sufficient amount of time until the practice is clear for you. And we have email support, webinar support, and you can also write to us where an Isha instructor can guide you with any questions that you may have. So there is comprehensive support after the program. I have spring allergies, stuffed nose, especially right now. Hopefully it subsides by next week, but if it doesn't, can I postpone the next set of dates? Especially when you have allergies in this particular condition, as long as you're just able to, you can use some saline water sprays, and it could help you to just go through the session. But what we are going to do can help you to deal with this in a much better way. For this is one of the things that most of us notice, that after going through these practices, our response to these allergies, these seasonal changes, the body is much better prepared and is able to, the immunity is so much better that you can go through this effortlessly. So I do encourage that you attend the program, and we can, if you write to us, we can tell you what are some of the things that you can do so that you can go through the program without being distracted by the allergies. Can I share the sadhanas with my patients? I'm not sure what you're referring to by sadhanas, but if you're referring to the inner engineering book and the processes, practices that are available there, yes, for sure, the book can be given to your patients so that they can also read it, they can benefit from it. Whatever is available online, Isha Kriya, Sima Kriya, all these practices that are available online, there is complete guidance from start to finish. So these are things that you could share with anybody who is willing, who's interested. We are also offering webinars where we will guide somebody who is completely new to this. We'll give them the introduction to this and teach the practice and how to go about the practices. So you could encourage them to attend the webinars. But the practices that you'll be learning in the program, it's best that they go through that program as a support and then they receive it from the right source. How to remove preconceived notions about Shambhavi and become totally receptive. As long as you recognize that they are preconceived notions, then you don't hold on to it. Look at it fresh. Maybe you've seen somebody practice it. Maybe you've read about something online. If you go through this journey, you'll see this is a journey of self-exploration. So there's a subjective dimension to it. You have to look at everything fresh so that it's something that is real for you. If you're going with an idea, then it will not become experiential. It's just still a thought process for you. So we encourage you to look at everything fresh, including the practice, and see what is your experience of it. Is there a possibility you can damage yourself with this practice if you do it wrong? So we're taking extreme care and guiding you to make sure the right atmosphere is created so that you receive it in the right way. If for some reason you missed some instructions or you did not do it the way it should be, it will not be effective, but you will not cause damage to your system. But if you're irresponsible, you do it when we are telling you you need to be on an empty stomach, you do it after a meal or things like that, that can cause its own effect. This is true even with a simple exercise. You have a full meal and you go for a exercise, intense exercise with the body, you know what it can do for you. So similarly, there are certain things that we will guide you with. As long as you're following those instructions, you're not going to cause damage to your system. Can I do inner engineering outside? I'm not sure what you refer to. The program, you want to sit outdoors as long as you're not distracted, disturbed by whatever the situations are outside. It's okay. If you're referring to the practice, yes, it can be done anywhere. Again, you don't want any kind of physical disturbances when you're doing the practices. Is there a difference between Sadhguru initiating online and a teacher initiating in person? So let me clarify the teacher or instructor sessions that are done in person. The teacher never initiates. The initiation is always only by Sadhguru. Again, we are setting just the right condition. We may use, we prepare the participants, and maybe there is a video that is being used, video of Sadhguru that's being used, but the initiation is always happening only through Sadhguru. Okay, so just wanted to bring that clarification. So now that the in-person sessions are not possible, we're coming to your home. Sadhguru is coming to your home to initiate you. So do make use of it. It's been a hard time for me to implement the inner engineering tools. The empty feeling and other few have been the same, but how it was before inner engineering. Okay, so will this inner engineering completion help with that? So if you've gone through the inner engineering online course and you found that the tools were helpful, but you were not able to keep up with the awareness, and you were not able to, sustain your awareness and, see how to make use of the tools on a consistent basis. When you go through the inner engineering completion program where you learn Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, because this will also support you in terms of how the energy system is, it can definitely assist you in maintaining your awareness through the day. And for many of us, the tools that we received in the inner engineering online course, it made more sense after receiving Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, and we were able to make it a living experience for us after doing the practices on a consistent basis. So the whole inner engineering online program comes alive, and it's something that we can easily start to implement in our day-to-day life with the support of the Kriya. So for sure, inner engineering completion will assist you in making the inner engineering online course a living reality in your life. Is there a refresher session for the first part of inner engineering? So if you've gone through inner engineering online course, there are support webinars. If you want to review the inner engineering online aspects, yes, our support webinars are available. So you can write to us and we can guide you to how you can access these. Okay, so some of you have questions about the practices and your experience during the program. Because these are specific to you, we can answer your questions offline. So you can write to us. The email has been given by the volunteers and we will respond to you. Can I do the second part, the inner engineering completion program, once I'm taking antidepressants? Yes, you can. You can go through the program. Will this live stream be taken down after it is completed? If you mean this session, I think we're going to leave it on so that you can access it. You can go back and review the session. Okay. We'll have, so this webinar will be repeated again in a few days. So we'll share the details with you. So if you want to join this, you can. This is going to happen on Tuesday, March 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. Okay. I think we've answered most of these questions. If there are any technical issues during the course, what to do? Again, there will be volunteers to support you. They'll be on the phone and they will be also available via chat even during the program. That's why I was mentioning we have at least 500 volunteers who are supporting the participants, 6,000 participants. So for you, there will be that support. If you have any technical difficulties, they'll see how to guide you and ensure that you do not miss the session. I'm currently practicing other forms, Patanjali Pranayam. Do I need to stop doing that for Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya to be effective, or can I do both? So if you are going through any other form of practices, and you would like to learn, if you've not yet learned Shambhavi Mahamudra, you continue with it, but as you get initiated into the practice, ideally for a certain period of time, it's good to just keep one practice, establish it within you, and to see what kind of effect it has on you, so that you know very clearly what this practice is doing for you. And then if you wish to, you can resume the other practices. This will also help you in not mixing up the instructions for the two practices, because that tends to happen when you do multiple practices at the same time. After initiation, will I get delivered from somebody who's trying to do something evil? So what Sadhguru says is, once somebody goes through an initiation and they become meditative, and then one aspect is you will not be impacted by what's around you. So whatever kind of negative energies, one can be above all of this, and there's a certain cocoon of your own energy which can create well-being. Sadhguru also explained this to you when he was explaining the impact of Shambhavi. So things become just much more effortless for you. You're moving through life effortlessly because of the kind of energy that you have with this practice. I live with my parents and I'm afraid to disturb or be disturbed by my parents. Should I wait for the in-person completion to come back? I think you should be able to manage because there will be sufficient breaks and it's only a 2.5-hour session. So you should be able to manage as long as you can get some time off, and you sufficiently explain to people around you that you should not be disturbed. I think it should be okay. Especially when you're taking care of your parents and being with them, this can be hugely supportive in giving you the right energy and the right frame of mind to be available to them and to support them. Does the inner engineering completion process involve loud chanting? As the place where I live, this will be a little difficult. This is from Shubham. Yes, there will be a chant. It need not be loud. It need not be something that will affect or impact people around you. It can be done in such a way that the whole practice and process in such a way that it will not disturb somebody around you. Okay, you can always manage that. Most important that they do not disturb you when you're going through this whole process. So just see how to create that atmosphere for yourself in your home. It will be ideal that there is nobody else in that room where you are, so that you're not distracted by somebody else. Can daily yoga namaskar make us more receptive for the completion program? For sure. This is from Neil. Yes, it can be a good support for you. So Atul is asking right now personal situations, and there is my life situation is a little stressful. Should I wait for this phase to go away before I take the program, or is it okay that I do this program when I'm still entangled with such stress? Especially when situations are stressful and you want tools to be able to handle this better. This is when you need to go through the program. You will see as you go through it how it becomes much more effortless for you to handle this. And even the situations around you will begin to fall in place for you. This has been our experience. So I would highly encourage you to go through the program and make use of the support that it provides for you to handle such situations. Vela is asking, I have regular power cuts. What happens if I get disconnected for a few minutes? If there is any way you can find some kind of a backup, it'll be good. We will try and get you back on. We do have backup support. If it's just a few minutes, we can help you. But if it's an extended period of time, then we might have to switch you to another session. So see whatever you can do, then after that we will see how we can support you and make it happen for you. Will I be required to have both camera and mic on for the session? Mic will not be necessary, but camera, yes, because we'll need to be able to see you, to see how you're doing the practices and to be able to support you. So you must have your webcam available throughout the session. During the initiation, do we have to show our face, sitting posture by using camera? So during the entire Inner Engineering Completion program, we request that you keep your webcam on for various reasons. We want to see that you're going through it fully, participating in the program fully, and going through, are able to, how you're receiving the instructions. So this is the only way that we have visibility to see how you're going through the program, because maybe there are technical difficulties that you're facing and you're not responding to the instructions. So immediately we can call you and support you. So we request that you keep your video on throughout the sessions. This will be highly beneficial for you. And the privacy is definitely maintained. These videos are only accessible for particular volunteer who's assigned, and these are all trained volunteers and very trustworthy, and this video will not be recorded or shared with anybody else. This is only to see how to support you. So as I mentioned, even if the program is offered online, we're seeing how to simulate an in-person session. So when you're in person, how we can observe how you're going through the program, or as Sadhguru mentioned, if somebody is getting distracted doing something else, because these tendencies can be there that can just, that's the karma that right when we need to receive the instruction, we tend to look somewhere else, or we're involved in something else. So in many ways, when we're able to see you, we'll guide you so that we can prod you. This is important that you please pay attention so you don't miss what is vital. So it'll be ideal if you can keep your webcam on throughout. What is the best time for doing Inner Engineering online program? Morning, evening, or any other? It's definitely up to you. The online course, you can do it at your own time. The completion program also, we're offering multiple session options. So you can choose whatever is convenient, where you can dedicate those 2.5 hours time for yourself and you will not be disturbed. So you can choose what's ideal for you. Can I do session 3 in the next session, even if I do session 1 and 2 in March? Ideally, you want to do all the 3 sessions together because of the nature, how it is step by step. So best you can commit to session 3 also in March. So last day, Lily is asking, is it with Sadhguru or Isha volunteers? So volunteers are there to support, but this session is with Sadhguru. So I have to do 3 months of Bhuta Shuddhi Kriya, Sonu is asking, and between it I'll be initiated into Shambhavi Kriya. Will I be dedicated to both? Yes, and both can be done together. We can guide you when to do what, but yes, it can be hugely supportive for you. How do I know if it's actually working for me or not? You will for sure know. As I mentioned, this is experiential, so you will definitely start to see how you feel, how it makes you feel, the practices. First things that you might notice is with the body, as somebody was sharing, their spine is more erect, they're able to hold their body with much more ease. Maybe on the level of your body, you will start to see this. Allergies are gone, your immunity is better. Then more subtly, you might be able to notice the mental benefits, how you're able to be more calm, more at ease, and then of course emotionally you're more joyful, you're more loving, you're able to empathize with people, relate to people better. So definitely you'll start to see this, that it's working, and it's, as long as you're not comparing yourself with somebody next to you, you have to just see how this is working on you. For sure you'll be able to see it. Because this is not a philosophy, it's not a teaching, it's a method, it's a technique, it's a technology. So if whoever makes use of the technology, it's going to work for them. Yes. Do we take notes during the completion course? We'll tell you, it's not necessary. Whatever is needed, we'll tell you to make a note. Otherwise, it's not necessary. It's completely experiential. It's for you to receive and experiment with. So Partha Sarathi is asking, I've taken Diksha from Ramakrishna Ashram many years ago. I do this prayer every day and I do Isha Kriya. Is there any problem with the two practices at a time? This is fine. You can continue doing this, and if you want to take Shambhavi also, you can do this. We were talking specifically about any form of pranayama or kriya. What you're doing is fine. You can continue. Is it important to do it every day? If you're asking about the practices, yes, as Sadhguru mentioned, if you do it on a daily basis, this is hugely supportive for you. So you want to start your day with an advantage, isn't it? So like how we are brushing our teeth, we take a shower every day. So just like that, this practice can be a wonderful support on a daily basis, and you want to do it. This is how people have been able to keep it up, because they're able to see that this is hugely beneficial, and it just helps me to handle the day better. It helps me to function better. It helps me to experience life better. So why wouldn't I do it every day, isn't it? So one other aspect that we spoke about is your productivity and efficiency can be greatly enhanced. So even the job that you're doing, if it takes, maybe you took 6 hours to do something, maybe after the practices you will become so efficient you can finish it in 3 hours. Now you have more time in your hands. So for sure, this can only enhance your life, and you'll want to do it every day. After how many days will I see the difference? So again, it's up to each individual, the kind of ambience that you have created, the kind of preparation that you have done for this, to receive this. For many, this just going through the Inner Engineering online program, they're able to see phenomenal changes. And the moment they're going through the preparatory steps, session 1 and 2, they're already beginning to see a huge impact. And initiation can be a hugely explosive experience for an individual. For some people it may take a few days, but at least within one mandala, that is the 48 days, you should be able to see the difference. Why is this third session too long? So the third session is where you'll be receiving the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. Before you receive it, we will go through the practice once again. So it will be guided, and again we'll be doing the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya at least twice. You get to be initiated, twice. So this is, Sadhguru has ensured that at least you have these opportunities to receive this powerful Kriya. So the session will have sufficient breaks, and we need to have enough time so that you can do the practices, at least once or twice, to ensure that it is established within you before you complete the program. It won't feel long. It will feel like it's just a few minutes. That's how it has been in our experience. So as long as you're able to create the necessary support for yourself for that day, as I mentioned earlier, there will be sufficient breaks every 2.5 hours. What should I do every day to prepare for the completion course? The last question. Whatever you're going through in the Inner Engineering online course, if you can keep up the practices and just the awareness of that, that is a wonderful preparation for you, all the preparation that is necessary before you take the next step of learning the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So we highly encourage you to complete the inner engineering online course and keep up with the tools before you come for the inner engineering completion program. So we hope this was inspiring for you and that you are able to take this next step. Volunteers are willing to assist you if you have further questions or specific clarifications with regards to your personal situation, and see how to support you. So looking forward to meeting all of you in the Inner Engineering Completion Program this next week. Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.